I'm here in North Vancouver at the shipyards. I'm getting ready to meet with Paul Multani. Paul has an immigration business helping people come to Canada. We're going to find out how things are going with his fairly new business, and we're going to see how he can help people maybe just like you looking to come to Canada. Let's go see what Paul has to say about the Multani immigration business. Come on. Shipyard. Hey, Paul. Try to find a quiet spot.
Sorry?
I'm trying to find a quiet spot. I was sitting there having coffee.
Yeah.
And, hey, buddy. How are you doing? How's the rescue dog?
Yeah, she's good.
Out of the wind, then it won't affect the audio. And the light will probably be better over there. Wow, a view you have here. Man. If Mimi Doe knows about this place, she's going to want to have a newcomers thing here.
Sorry?
If Mimi Doe finds out about this place, she's going to want to have a
little
newcomers thing here.
actually, it wouldn't be bad. I mean, there's barbecues up here, right?
There's everything here.
It has chairs, got a full setup. All you need is people and food.
And Paul has an immigration business. We recently put up another immigration YouTube with a wonderful woman originally from Greece. Paul's from India. Where were you born, Paul?
I was born in New Delhi, India, in 1984, but I grew up in Punjab.
Okay.
I was 11 when I came to this country, so spent a good 20 years in Surrey, and then, no, sorry, that's wrong. I lived in Surrey until about 2011, and then moved out to Vancouver.
Okay.
So I've been here since.
So born in New Delhi, the capital of India.
Yep.
You got a little bit of time and experience there.
Yep, absolutely. 11 years.
Then you went to Punjab.
Well, I only stayed in New Delhi for a couple of weeks.
Oh, short time.
Because it was a rough time for Sikhs.
Okay.
During that time in India, 1984, there was a bit of a civil war or civil unrest going on.
Yeah.
So my parents moved from Delhi after I was born. I think I was maybe 2 or 3 weeks old, to Punjab, and that's where I spent 10, 11 years.
So would you consider yourself Punjabi Canadian?
Full on. Yeah, full on.
Were your parents Punjab?
Yep.
So they were born in Punjab but moved to Delhi for better opportunities, better life.
Yep.
And then moved back when there was unrest.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And in the Punjab, where was it?
It was Hoshiarpur.
Hoshiarpur.
Yeah.
Never heard it, but I like hearing new places.
Yeah.
Many people, first, second generation from Punjab.
Yeah.
Is that why you got into the immigration business, or why did that happen?
I got into the immigration business primarily because I wanted something in writing, that I had academically. I never finished college or university. I kept with the bank and I grew up my career there.
Okay.
And they were very nice to help me learn, help me get my licenses that I needed to do that work. And I always felt like I needed to finish something, that I need to have that piece of paper that tells me I've completed something academically.
Okay.
So that was one of the main reasons. And then the other is just helping people.
Okay.
I volunteer a lot. I volunteer at Union Gospel Mission. I help out the newcomers in Vancouver. So just helping people is in my nature. So this was like a perfect harmony of the two things that I really focus on.
Paul does have a big heart. I can vouch for that. And he's got a rescue dog right here, a beautiful little girl who's very thankful to be with him. What was that like for you to become somebody that was qualified here in Canada to have your own immigration business?
I mean, it's always, it's a dream of everyone that I've known, especially here in Vancouver, to have your own business. So that was exciting. I did it through COVID because I had time. We were stuck indoors. I needed something to do, so that worked out well. And then when I started the practice, I had help, family, friends, and then I got introduced to Mimi Do, who was with the newcomers group, so that was very good. So just, trying to grow my practice and continue to help people as much as I can.
What's the business called?
It's called Multani North Immigration Consulting Inc.
Multani North Immigration Inc. Took how long during COVID for you to become qualified?
It was about a 7-month course, and then a licensing exam. So I got my license in November of 2021.
Okay.
And then I started this practice basically in January.
So you hung up the shingle, hung up the sign, metaphorically speaking, got active on social media, or how did you let people know that you were now in the immigration services business?
So I do have a website, www.mnici.ca.
Okay.
I have an Instagram page, Multani North Immigration, and I also have a Facebook page. So they're all my clients right now are from Philippines.
Oh.
Because most of my friends are from Asia, so I'm very well connected in that community as well. So India, yes, that's a focus of mine. The area of immigration, would be study permits, work permits, anybody wanting to move from a temporary resident status to a permanent resident status, spousal sponsorships, parental sponsorships, grandparents. One thing I do not focus on is sort of refugees and humanitarian cases, just because I don't have that knowledge yet.
Okay.
And they're very complex cases.
Okay.
So, I don't want to take on something where it's going to affect someone's life and not be able to advise them, 100%.
Competitive advantage is on pricing, as I understand. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
So how are you competitive in that area?
So depending on the individual and their situation, I don't have set pricing.
Okay.
So when I try the first meeting, I always do, face-to-face or virtually. I want to see the person I'm working with, hear their story, just like you love hearing their stories.
Sure.
And then, based on that, make a decision. If a person can only afford to pay a certain amount, but they're genuine, they're sincere, they're respectful, and is somebody that can come into Canada to help the country, then, I will make that work. So right now, my focus is study permits.
Okay.
And spousal sponsorship and parent and grandparents sponsorships, along with what we call post-graduation work permits. So once a student finishes their studies, then they can apply for a work permit and qualify for this program up to 3 years. And through that, then they qualify for their PR status.
Okay.
So it's sort of guiding them, if you are coming to the country to study, and then you show what you've learned, you put that into practice and work, and make yourself known to the government that you are a good citizen, you will be a good resident, and you qualify. So the government set a really straightforward process for anybody who's wanting to take this
Leap.
Yes.
And then what happens after that? When they get the green light, they come, and is the relationship then done with you, or what are the aftermarket services?
So I'll start from the get-go. If somebody reaches out to me and they want to come here to study, I work with a lot of local colleges and agents. So I put them in touch with them, and they help them figure out which school will work best for them. And once they get accepted into that school, and that's when my work starts. So then I'll fill out the paperwork, file it, submit it, make sure that I'm communicating, if the officer has any questions, who's reviewing the file, and getting basically approved. Once the approval happens, then the student can, apply or book their flight and make sure they have accommodations here. What I also do is members in Vancouver group, and they can start networking and communicating and building those relationships, so they don't feel alone when they come to this beautiful city or country. It doesn't die when they get their study permit. I keep in touch with them because, like I said, after they graduate, they can apply for post-graduation work permit, and then they can apply for the PR, and then they can apply for citizenship. Now after that, that's basically when my role stops, because there's nothing after citizenship. But if they want to keep in touch, if they have any questions, I'm always there. There's a huge demand through my other work. I also work with a lot of business owners, and what we've seen is there's a major talent shortage. not just in
All,
Vancouver.
all areas?
All areas, you know, restaurants to service
Trucking.
businesses, trucking, to finance, to insurance, to construction.
The future for you. What do you want Multani North Immigration Inc. to become?
I want it to become, you know, a place where people can come and know that, you know, what they're being told is truthful, and that, you know, Multani North Immigration Consulting Inc. can be trusted, that I, Paul, can be trusted. I'm trying to build my brand by doing things the right way. It's federally regulated, and we can work with anybody all across provinces except for Quebec.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're a little different.
Yeah.
You Quebecois.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Danny. Cheers.
Thank you for watching. I can highly recommend this good friend. And anytime you have an immigration-related issue, reach out to him. He's going to treat you fairly. It's a business. It's not a not-for-profit, but he's got a heart. He's a human, and he's being a good human, helping other people come and share life here in Canada, specifically Vancouver, British Columbia. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye. Wonderful time together with Paul Multani, a good friend here in North Vancouver. Beautiful North Vancouver. Up a little bit higher off the water, and just wanted to thank you, Paul, for participating in this YouTube. And for you that are considering immigration-related issues, Paul's a trusted resource that you can talk to. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. I look forward to making a YouTube with you in person as soon as possible. Bye-bye.